Sahana vavatu Sahano bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam Paramanandamadhavam. So the last topic that we have seen is the topic of Mahavakya Vichara. Very, very, very important topic. Before that, we have understood the meanings of two words, Tat and Tvam. But now we are understanding the Mahavakya Tattvamasi as a whole, and we are trying to understand what is implied by the Mahavakya. Why? Because our general understanding of Tat and Tvam does not fit in the statement Tattvamasi. Because Tat, literal meaning, Vachyartha is Ishvara. And Tvam Pada, for the word Tvam, literal meaning, Vachyartha is Jiva. Now when it is said Tattvamasi, then Ishvara is Jiva. This is the meaning that comes out. But that is not possible. Why? Because there are Viruddha dharmas. Correct? So we did some analysis. We did analysis and we understood that the difference or the opposition in the qualities that Ishvara and Jiva has is because of their different upadhis. Ishvara is Brahman or consciousness with Karana Upadhi Maya. And Jiva is Atman, consciousness with Karya Upadhi Panchakosha. So in the consciousness aspect, in the essential aspect of Tat and Tvam, there is no difference. The difference is only in the upadhis that both of them have got. So when the sentence is Tattvamasi, the literal meaning is not making sense, but the sentence is coming from authoritative source. We have to go for implied meaning. Now, in the last session, we saw that literal meaning, how to drop, and how to understand implied meaning. For that, there is a process. Process is called as Lakshana Vritti. There are three kinds of Lakshanas: Jahal Lakshana, Ajahal Lakshana, and Jahad-Ajahal Lakshana. In Jahal Lakshana, what are we doing? We are totally giving up the literal meaning. In Ajahal Lakshana, we are retaining the entire literal meaning and adding something to it. Correct? Retaining. We are not giving up anything. We saw examples. Gangayam Goshaha, example for Jahal Lakshana, where that Ganga, meaning of the word Ganga is given and on the banks is understood. Ajahal Lakshana, example we saw, Shono Dhavati, the red runs. Now here red we are not giving up, we are adding extra component horse, red horse runs. So Jahal Lakshana we are giving up, Ajahal Lakshana we are not giving up anything, we are retaining. Now Shankaracharya has said here, in this case of Tattvamasi, in this Mahavakya, Jahal Lakshana or Ajahal Lakshana will not work. We have to use the combination of the two, and that is Jahad-Ajahal Lakshana. In this Jahad-Ajahal Lakshana, what is happening? A part of the meaning is given up and another portion is retained. Bhag tyaga, another name for that, bhag tyaga lakshana. Now, which part to retain and which part to give up, analysis we have done earlier. That which is the common part, which is the essential part, which is of consciousness, you retain. And which is the differentiating part, which is not essential to it, which is imagined, that portion of upadhis you reject. So you give up a portion, you retain a portion. So now what has happened? When it is said tat is equal to tvam, literal meaning vachyartha is what? For tat, Ishvara. For tvam, vachyartha is jiva. Now this is not working, so go for lakshartha, implied meaning. Ishvara in true sense is Brahman plus Maya. And Brahman is consciousness. That Maya is imagined, give it up. So the lakshartha of tat is Brahman or consciousness. In the same way, tvam is what? Jiva. Jiva means what? Atman plus Panchakosha. Isn't it? That is Jiva. Now, in that Panchakosha is imagined, it is not essential, give it up. So, lakshartha of tvam pada is Atman or consciousness. So, when the Upanishad says tattvamasi, it is not talking about vachyartha. It is not talking about oneness of the literal meaning. It is talking about oneness of the implied meaning. It is saying that the consciousness which is yourself is the overall consciousness, the supreme reality, Brahman. It is not saying that Ishvara is Jiva. It is not saying that Jiva is Ishvara. That's not what is meant. Why? Because there is a clear difference. The difference is not essential, agreed, but in the upadhis there is a difference. So what is creating difference? Give it up. What is common, what is constant, what is essential, retain it. So by doing this, when viruddha dharma amsha, and the portion of viruddha dharma, opposite qualities is given up, hitva, having given up that, and samlaksha chinmatrataya sadatmanoho akhanda bhava, and that akhanda bhava, that oneness between Ishvara, between tat and tvam, when that is realized, that is the actual meaning of tattvamasi, or that is actually Shankaracharya says, evam mahavakya shatena katyate. Tattvamasi we have taken as example. In all cases, the same logic you have to apply. Aham brahmasmi. Now, aham, what is the understanding of aham here? If you say aham means this jiva, and if you say this jiva is Brahman. Jiva is Brahman in what way? When you give up the Panchakosha Upadhi, then Jiva is essentially consciousness, which is Brahman, correct. So, when the sentence is showing the oneness between individual and total, it has to be understood through this jahada jahal lakshana, through this lakshana vritti. Is this clear? Can we go to the next topic now? Now, next is a very important topic of meditation. Actually, the topic is nididhyasana, practice of meditation. There is a difference between meditation and practice of meditation. We will come to that now. But before we go there, this meditation word is a very happening word right now, isn't it? Everywhere they have got this fascination for meditation, especially in the Western world, etc. These two Indian concepts, yoga and meditation. Actually, our concept is yoga, not yoga, what they call. Yoga is the concept. Okay, and that yoga concept is much more larger. We have seen also Ashtanga yoga. In that Ashtanga, 8 limbs of the yoga, only one limb, which is asana, is nowadays considered as yoga, and they keep, promoting as though it is some concept which is new to us. It is very much part of our life. In the same way, meditation also is nowadays becoming very fascinating topic, and meditation mostly is misunderstood. Why? Because you see, in Vedanta Shastra, we say meditation comes as the final sadhana, last sadhana. Why? Because you have listened to the scriptures from the Guru, you have reflected upon it, made that knowledge your own, removed all doubts, then to make that knowledge as your experience, you have to meditate. Shravana, knowledge is gained. Manana, in the head, you are churning it, you are assimilating it, you are understanding it, you are removing the doubts. Now you feel that knowledge in your heart. So to make sure that the knowledge which is right now intellectual, clear understanding, to make it settle down in heart, the process that is used is called as practice of meditation, which culminates in meditation. Now you please tell me, if you haven't done Shravana, if you haven't done Manana, then you will meditate on what? What is meditation? Many people think to sit quiet is meditation. No. Why? Sitting quiet is sitting quiet. Some people think that to make the mind thoughtless is meditation. They teach also, don't think about anything. Let your mind be absolutely without thoughts. Now let me tell you something. It is impossible to make mind thoughtless. Why? It is not possible. It is something like saying, make the sun lightless. It is not possible. Sun, light, together always. You cannot have sun which is not giving light. That's not possible. Similarly, there is mind, thoughts have to be there. What maximum you can do is, you can remove all other thoughts and focus the mind to have single thought. That is possible, which is very difficult by the way. But still it is possible. But to make the mind thoughtless, zero thoughts, is not possible. It is not possible. And therefore, that is not meditation. Nowadays, there is music meditation. I think you all will have more experience of all these things than me, you see, because you keep going here and there and you keep watching all these kind of videos. Music meditation, open eye meditation, and sky meditation, and I don't know what all things are there. There is a complete shop for meditation. Meditation suit, meditation clothing, meditation seats, meditation earplug. I don't know what all things are there. Actually speaking, to tell you the truth, none of these are required for meditation. To tell you the fact. Why? Because first thing, please remember, if you want to write it down, write it down. If you want to highlight, highlight. If you want to make a board and keep it on in the house, keep it. Meditation is not an action. Please note this. Meditation is not a verb. It is a noun. You cannot do meditation. That is not possible. Meditation is not an action. What is meditation? Meditation is effortless awareness of one's own true nature. Effortless awareness of one's true nature is called as meditation. Example I will give just to clarify the point. When somebody asks us, who are you? What do you answer? You answer with your name. Then you say, I am son of so and so. I belong to this place. I have studied this. I am working here, or I was working here, or I have family members, one or whatever number of people who are there and who all are there. That is what we answer, correct? Now, at the base of all these points that you are introducing yourself with, there is a understanding that I am individual jiva. Correct? Which is effortlessly there. Are we maintaining this thought? When somebody asks, who are you? Do you say that, wait, let me meditate. Let me meditate and find out who am I. See, that is possible for true nature. Meditation is required because we have forgotten it. But to say that I am brahmachari ved chaitanya, do I need to meditate? Do I need to do any particular action to know that I am brahmachari ved chaitanya? Every day morning, do you get up and 10 times you repeat, I am brahmachari ved chaitanya, I am brahmachari ved chaitanya, I am brahmachari. No, you don't have to. Why? Effortlessly that thought is always there at the back of our all experiences that I am this individual, I am this individual, I am this individual. Now, how that thought is maintained effortlessly? Like that, effortlessly maintaining our true nature, awareness of our true nature of Satchidananda, that is called as meditation. Now you tell me, if I have to maintain it effortlessly, not that I am maintaining it actually, when effortlessly I am aware that I am the self, Satchidananda Swarupa Ātmā, that is called as meditation. Effortless awareness of one's true nature. And therefore, meditation is not an action. It is actually speaking not even a state. Initially, we will call it as a state of mind, where mind is absorbed in that supreme nature. So we may call it as state initially, but actually it is not even a state. Are we in any kind of state to remember that I am jiva? No. You see, interestingly, waking, dream, deep sleep, we go through different states, but my awareness of me being individual is there throughout. It is not a particular state only in that state that awareness is there. Similarly, meditation, samadhi, dhyana, these are different terms used for meditation. That is not an action. It is not even a state actually. It is effortless awareness of one's true nature. Now, to be effortlessly aware of my nature, I must know my nature. Isn't it? And then I have to remove all the doubts about me having that nature. And therefore, Shravana and Manana are essential, absolutely must to do meditation or to practice meditation. Let me put it like that. So, unless Shravana and Manana is done, we cannot be effortlessly aware of our true nature. And therefore, Vedanta says that it is a step that comes after Shravana and Manana. So, meditation is not an action. It is not even a kind of worship, upasana, or any kind of karma, or any kind of japa. It is none of these. We may use all these things for controlling our mind, so that the mind remains in that Brahman. That is possible. We may do japa, we may do puja, we may do other kind of worship, we may do kind of karma for that. But none of these are essentially meditation. Is this point clear? So it is not an action. It is not a state. It is not even when the mind is thoughtless, because I told you that is not possible. It is not even thinking. Many people, when they practice meditation, early morning they get up and they close their eyes and they sit and they say they are meditating, but in the mind all kinds of thoughts are happening. Many times our meditation is to-do list. Today I have to do this, today I have to do that, today I have to do that, and this is done, this is not done. That's what we do. And then we say, I meditated for a long time. That is not meditation. Wherever we are thinking is not meditation. It is thinking. Meditation is effortless awareness of one's true nature. Long back, we had listened to one story. It's a well-known story. I am sure you all must have heard it somewhere. it's about a person who suddenly starts to feel that he is a rat. Remember? We had seen that story. The person suddenly starts to feel that he is a rat. And then wife gets into trouble because he is doing all the things that the rat does. He is nibbling on the paper, he is chewing the paper, and he is running here and there like this. So wife takes him to psychiatrist. Wife explains also this is a unique problem. Then the psychiatrist calls this person also and explains, see, you are not rat, you are a man. He shows the picture of rat. You see how rat is. Is your face like this? Look at the mirror. Do you have tail? No. You look at me. You and me are same. We are men. This is a rat. You are not a rat. You are a man. Shravana, over. Now he also thinks, because logic is used, manana also is happening. Manana is also over. Now what? He says, doctor, I understood. What? I am not a rat. I am a man. Goes from there. In 5 minutes, he comes back running. He says, doctor, you know what happened? He said, what happened? When I was going home, I saw a cat. Doctor says, so? He says, no. I know I am not a rat. I am a man. But the cat doesn't know that I am not a rat. So the cat may still eat me. Carefully listen. When the person says that I know I am not a rat, I am a man, and still thinks that the cat thinks he is a rat, which means he still thinks he is a rat. So what has happened? Intellectually understood, but experience is not there. That effortless awareness is not there. Now when intellectual understanding is there, Shravana and Manana, 2 steps are over, but that effortless is not there, that state or whatever we are calling as meditation has not yet happened, the process by which we will be able to convert this intellectual understanding into experience is the step called nididhyasana, practice of meditation. Also called as dhyana abhyasa. Dhyana means meditation, dhyana abhyasa, practice of meditation. In this practice of meditation, what are we doing? We are rejecting all the other thoughts about ourselves and we are maintaining a single thought, I am Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Earlier also we had seen Tattvamasi is Upadesha Vakya. Tattvamasi is the Guru telling you Tattvamasi, you are that. But it has to be understood by the student as what? Aham Brahmasmi. When the teacher asks, did you understand? Student says, yes. What? Student should not say Tattvamasi, you are that. No. The student should say, I am Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. Now this Aham Brahmasmi thought, which is called as Brahmakara Vritti. Vritti is thought, Brahmakara, thought that takes shape of Brahman. So this Aham Brahmasmi thought, that thought has to be maintained and we have to give up all other thoughts. This process is called as nididhyasana. Actually speaking, okay, little subtle point I am going to tell you. We just saw that meditation is not an action. Actually speaking, even nididhyasana, practice of meditation is also not an action. Actually speaking. What do you mean? There will be a process. There will be a step-by-step guidance will be there. That now do this, now do this, now do this, etc. Though it looks like a process and therefore an action, it is not an action. In 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, etc., you might have studied, or in other places also, Kaivalya Upanishad, etc., this process of meditation, practice of meditation is given, that find a very quiet and calm place which is pure, sit in a posture which does not create any discomfort in your body, sit straight, close your eyes gently, and slowly bring your mind from the outside world to your body, from body to pranas, from pranas to mind. Now bring that thought Aham Brahmasmi and maintain it. This kind of process will be given. And when we listen to the process, we think that it is action. But actually it is not the other kind of action. What I mean by that is, practice of meditation is such an action which stops all actions. So actually when it is said that you sit down, now it may look like sitting down is an action, but it is actually stopping your movement. When it says close your eyes, it looks like an action. I have to actually close my eyes. But that closing the eyes is stopping my vision, stopping my eyes going from all places. When it says that focus your mind on your body, what is actually doing? It is actually removing the mind from all other places. So the steps of practice of meditation will look like an action, but they are actually stopping the other actions. And why are they like this? That is because of a very peculiar thing that the mind does. You see, our mind doesn't understand negative instruction. I'll give you an example. Whatever I do, you have to follow, okay? Don't think of monkey. What happened? Why are you smiling? Because the moment I give instruction, don't think of monkey, mind is thinking about monkey. See, so far mind was not thinking about monkey, but the moment I said don't think of monkey, thought of monkey came. Suppose I tell you, you can think of anything, but don't think about pen. What happened? Again the same thing happened. Actually the freedom was given that you can think of anything. But the moment mind hears don't think of pen, the mind thinks about pen. True or no? Immediately you understood. So what happens is the mind doesn't understand negative instruction. So if you tell the mind don't look anywhere, mind will start looking everywhere. And therefore that is given as a positive instruction, close your eyes. You understand? It is not saying don't see. It is saying close your eyes. It's a positive instruction. When you say close your eyes, mind will close your eyes. So the process of meditation or the practice of meditation, nididhyasana, looks like action, but it is not action. It is actually to stop other actions. Okay? So by mentioning the posture, the movement is stopped. By mentioning the place to sit down, the outside movement is stopped. By closing the eyes, etc., the senses, functions of senses is stopped. By focusing on the pranas are regulated. By focusing on the mind is regulated. So like that, there is a process of meditation. Now, we are not seeing the process of meditation here because Shankaracharya is not explaining. So we are going by Vivekachoodamani. But there are mainly two steps in meditation. One, meditation means practice of meditation. Now, suppose even by mistake I say meditation, please understand we are talking about practice of meditation, nididhyasana. Okay? Two steps only. One is to control the mind and withdraw the mind from the world. And second step is, this withdrawn, controlled mind is to be turned towards that one thought, aham brahmasmi. That's it. Now, to control the mind from the world, there are various ways used. Some guided meditation techniques, etc. are also there. Sometimes they will tell you, pay attention to all the sounds that are coming to your ears. Focus on each one of them. Now slowly withdraw your mind. Focus on the body. Focus on each and every part of the body. Take the mind to every single part and make it relax. Then they will tell, focus on heart center. Imagine there is a beautiful red lotus or white lotus in that heart center. In that heart center, there is your Ishtadevata. See, all these different techniques are for what? To control the mind and turn it within. Many such steps are there. Now what? Here we are focusing on the second step. That controlled mind we have to apply in that single thought, aham brahmasmi. That is what we are focusing on here. Okay, so let us start the section. The section starts from verse number 250 and it goes up to 266. The section is nididhyasana, or what was explained in the second verse of Vivekachoodamani as svanubhavaha. Svanubhavaha. So that is what is there. Let us see one by one. Verse number 250. asthūlamityetadasannirasya siddhaṃ svato vyomavadapratarkyam ato mṛṣāmātramidaṃ pratītaṃ jahīhi yatsvātmatayā gṛhītam brahmāhamityeva viśuddhabuddhyā viddhi svamātmānamakhaṇḍabodham asthūlamityetadasannirasya siddhaṃ svato vyomavadapratarkyam ato mṛṣāmātramidaṃ pratītaṃ jahīhi yatsvātmatayā gṛhītam brahmāhamityeva viśuddhabuddhyā viddhi svamātmānamakhaṇḍabodham. What is he saying now? Asthūlam iti etat asat nirasya. Brahman is explained as asthūlam. Asthūlam, that which is not gross. Asthūlam. There is Upanishad mantra also is there. No? Asthūlam, ananuhu, arasvam, adirgyam, etc. It goes. So asthūlam iti etat asat nirasya. Since Brahman is not gross, so whatever is gross is asat. It is not Brahman. Brahman is sat. This is not Brahman means it is asat. Nirasya, discarding that. Discarding this which is not Brahman. And then what? Swata siddhaṃ, that which is self-established, vyomavata, like space, apratarkyam, which is beyond logic, beyond thought, that Brahman, ataha, therefore, idam pratītaṃ, this what is perceived, mṛṣāmātram, is illusory. Yatsvātmatayā gṛhītam, which we have so far understood as ourselves. Jahīhi, you give up that. What is the point that is explained in the first two lines? You see, the body is gross. And the body is seen. And the body is understood to be myself. But Brahman is not gross. And therefore, this is different from Brahman. And therefore, this is what? This is asat. Not only asat, it is mṛṣāmātram, it is illusory, it is false. And therefore, you give this up, which you are so far considering as yourself, but is not actually you, you give it up. And then do what? Brahma aham. Ityeva viśuddhabuddhyā svamātmānamakhaṇḍabodham viddhi. See, two steps we spoke of, no? Give up what you are not, realize what you are. So, I have given up what I am not, that is the body, mind, intellect, the entire Panchakosha. Now what I have to do? Viddhi. No, realize. Realize what? Brahma aham. I am that Brahman. Iti eva viśuddhabuddhyā, with pure, clear understanding, realize it. What? Realize svamātmānaṃ, realize your own self, akhaṇḍabodham, which is indivisible consciousness. Now, so two things are said here. Give up the not self, realize the Supreme Self. Realize that Supreme Brahman as your own self. Now, one important thing that we have to understand in these verses, the verses that are starting from here up to now, next 16 more verses, we should not analyze the verses too much, because they are not meant for analysis. Analysis is over. Manana is over. Reflection is over. Now, these are just the thoughts which we have already seen. We have to just feel those thoughts. Very, very important point. There is no new concept which we are going to see in these 16 verses. I am telling you now itself. In this verse, did we see anything new? No, this we have seen earlier also. That whatever is gross, whatever is seen is not me, and therefore give it up and realize what I am. Now still why it is said again and again? Because these are the verses which are to be used for practice of meditation. There will come a section from verses 254 to 263, 10 verses, beautiful verses. Each one can be taken for practice of meditation. Okay, so don't analyze it too much. Don't think, don't do a kind of scrutiny, etc. Nothing. Just allow the thoughts to come and sink in. Allow the thoughts to settle in your heart. Whatever verses are being used, they are meant for that. They are meant for meditation, not reflection. Is it clear? So these few verses, we will be going little faster because we have seen all these concepts. Right? Now we have to just let them settle. Okay? And these are gems. These verses are most beautiful verses. Right? Let us read the next one. Verse number 251. Another very famous verse. mṛtkāryaṃ sakalaṃ ghaṭādi satataṃ. mṛnmātramevāhitaṃ. tadvatsajjanitaṃ sadātmakamidaṃ. sanmātramevākhilam. yasmānnāsti sataḥ paraṃ. kimapi tatsatyaṃ sa ātmā svayam. tasmāt tattvamasi praśāntamamalam. brahmādvayam yat paraṃ. mṛtkāryaṃ sakalaṃ ghaṭādi satataṃ mṛnmātramevāhitaṃ. tadvatsajjanitaṃ sadātmakamidaṃ. sanmātramevākhilam. yasmānnāsti sataḥ paraṃ kimapi tatsatyaṃ sa ātmā svayam. tasmāt tattvamasi praśāntamamalam. brahmādvayam yat paraṃ. These two verses, verses 251 and 252 are well-known verses, end with the same line. tasmāt tattvamasi praśāntamamalam. brahmādvayam yat paraṃ. What does the verse say? We are only going to see the meaning of the verse, okay? As I told you, there is not much explanation required, not much elaboration required. Let us see. mṛtkāryaṃ sakalaṃ. Sakalaṃ entire. mṛtkāryaṃ. The effect of mṛt. Mṛt is clay. The effect or modification of clay. Sakalaṃ entire. All kinds of modifications of clay. ghaṭādi, like what? Ghata, etc., pot, etc. Satataṃ, always, mṛnmātrameva, is clay alone. All the effects of clay always are essentially clay alone. Isn't it? Mṛnmātrameva āhitam, ahitam considered. So all kinds of effects of clay are essentially considered as the clay alone. You may call it pot, you may call it cup, you may call it glass, but everything is made up of clay and therefore they are clay. In the same way, in the same way, satjanitam, that which is born from sat. Sadātmakamidaṃ, idam, this world, sadātmakam, which has got sat as its essence, as its ātmā, sanmātramevākhilam. Everything is sat alone, existence alone. Why? Because all that has come from existence and effects are nothing but cause itself in different forms. Second law of causation. We have seen earlier. So just as all the various effects of clay are nothing but clay, this entire world which is effect of sat existence is existence alone. Yasmāt, since nāsti sataḥ paraṃ kimapi, since there is nothing higher than sat or other than sat. See, word para is used in both ways. Param means higher and para means other. We say no, para purusha, other person. So para is used in both ways. So what is said here? Yasmāt, since there is nothing which is higher than the sat or other than the sat, tatsatyaṃ, therefore it is the reality. ātmā swayam, and that existence which is the final, ultimate, supreme reality is swayam ātmā, is one's own self. Tasmāt, therefore, tat tvamasi, that existence whose effect is the entire world and therefore entire world is nothing but sat alone, that sat. Praśāntam, which is extremely calm. Amalam, without any impurity. Brahma, called as Supreme Brahman. Advayam, non-dual. Yat param, which is supreme. Tat tvamasi, that you are. So during the practice of meditation, what we have to do? We have to bring this thought again and again, I am that Brahman. And to bring that thought in the mind, you can chant this verse. mṛtkāryaṃ sakalaṃ ghaṭādi satataṃ mṛnmātramevāhitaṃ tadvatsajjanitaṃ sadātmakamidaṃ sanmātramevākhilam yasmānnāsti satah paraṃ kimapi tat satyam sa ātmā swayam tasmāt tattvamasi praśāntamamalam brahmādvayam yat param. These are the verses worth memorizing. Just bring that verse in the mind and the mind will be uplifted to that level, that existence which is the cause of the universe, because of which the universe is nothing but that existence alone, that supreme existence which is absolutely calm, without any impurity, supreme Brahman, non-dual Brahman, that I am. Why? Because there is nothing higher than this, there is nothing other than this. This alone is I am that. I am Brahman. Let that thought sink in. Okay, next verse, let us see. Verse 252. Nidra kalpita desha kala vishaya Nyātrādi sarvam yatha Mithya tadvadihapi jagrati jagat Svajnāna karyatvatah Yasmādevamidam sharīra karana prāṇāhamadyapyasat tasmāt tattvamasi praṣāntamamalam brahmādvayam yat paraṃ. Too low for me, I will just chant in a little higher pitch. Nidra kalpita desha kala vishayad nyātrādi sarvam yatha mithya tadvadihapi jagrati jagat svajnāna karyatvatah yasmādevamidam sharīra karana prāṇāhamadyapyasat tasmāt tattvamasi praṣāntamamalam brahmādvayam yat paraṃ. What is said, you see, yatha, just as nidra kalpita desha kala vishaya jnatra adi sarvam mithya. Just as nidra kalpita, imagined in dream, imagined in sleep, desha, place, kala, time, vishaya, object, jnatra, the knower of all of them, adi, etc., sarvam mithya, everything is false. In the dream, whichever place you are seeing, at whatever time, whichever object you are seeing, who is seeing, everything is false. Tadvat, in the same way, ihapi jagrati, here also in the waking, jagat, this entire world that is experienced, swa ajnana karyatvatah, has come about as the effect of swa ajnana, one's own ignorance. Yasmāt evam idam, yasmāt idam evam, since it is like this, sharira, karana, prana, aham, adi api asat. Since it is like this, see in the dream what happens, the dream situation, the dream time, dream objects are false. But even the dreamer who is seeing all of them is false. In the same way, here also in the waking, the entire world is false, plus sharira, body, karana, senses, prana, pranas, aham, ahankara, adi api asat. All these are also false. Everything is false means what? That which remains when everything is negated. That prashanta, extremely calm. Amala, extremely pure. Advaya, non-dual. Param Brahma, Supreme Brahman, Tattvamasi, you are that Brahman. Again, is another wave of thought, bringing same thought in mind, that is, I am Brahman. That's why Nididhyasana is defined also as Vijatiya Pratyaya Tiraskritya Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. We have seen this definition many times before. Giving up the contrary thoughts which are of different species, Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha, a flow of thoughts which are of the same nature. Means what? See, the previous verse is different from this verse, but essentially is telling the same point. What is that? I am Brahman. The previous verse is going through the method of cause and effect relationship, understanding that the effect is nothing but cause itself, and therefore give up the effect, hold on to the cause. That supreme cause you are. Here what is said, the entire universe that you experience, that the world that you experience is false like a dream. And therefore negate everything, not only the world outside, but even what you consider as yourself, that which is the knower of the world, even that is asat. Give it up all. Then what remains? That you are. You are that Brahman. So these two verses, they are reaching that final thought in a different way, but they are reaching the same thought, I am Brahman. Is it clear? Therefore, it is called as sajatiya vritti pravaha. The thoughts may be different, but they are of same nature. They are essentially same, I am Brahman. How we reach that I am Brahman thought may be different. Right? Now, like that, one more verse. 253. Let us read. Yatra bhrantya kalpitam yadviveke tattanmatram naiva tasmad vibhinnam swapne nashte swapna vishvam vichitram swasmad bhinnam kinnu drashtam prabodhe. Yatra bhrantya kalpitam yadviveke tattanmatram naiva tasmad vibhinnam swapne nashte swapna vishvam vichitram swasmad bhinnam kinnu drashtam prabodhe. There are few pathabhedas in this verse. Sometimes there may be reading in your book which says yatra bhrantya kalpitam tadviveke yattan matram. So they have taken that yat later and tat has come first. That's fine. Tadviveke yattan matram. It is same only, yat and tat is interchanged. Sometimes also swapne nashte. Some places it is swapne nashtam. In some books it might be like that. All is fine, meaning is same. What is said here now you see. Yatra, where. Yat bhrantya kalpitam. That which is imagined, projected by delusion. Viveke, on discrimination. Tat, that. Tanmatram. It remains that alone. Na eva tasmat vibhinnam. Not different from it. Means what? Where you are imagining the snake, on discrimination you understand that where I was seeing the snake, there itself, that alone is rope. Where I was misunderstanding snake, rope is not somewhere else, rope is there itself. And also what I was misunderstanding as snake, that itself is rope. Yatra yat bhrantya kalpitam. Where what is imagined because of delusion, there itself, that alone is seen as the reality. So snake where I was seeing, there itself I am seeing the rope. What I was seeing as snake, that itself is rope. Tat tanmatram naiva tasmat vibhinnam is not different from that. Just as swapne nashte, when the dream is destroyed, when a dream is over, swapna vishwam vichitram, the entire very manifold swapna vishwam, dream world, swasmad bhinnam kimnu drashtam. Is it seen anything other than yourself? Prabodhe, when you get up, when the dream is over and when you get up, do you start searching for the dream world? No. Why? Because that dream world is me alone. It's not different from me. In the same way, this entire world that I experience right now, where I am experiencing right now, there itself, that world itself is Brahman. And that Brahman I am. Are you following? This is the point. Okay. Now, the next section is the most beautiful section of Vivekachoodamani. Now, you will say, Vedji, you say this for all the sections. No, but really I am telling, this one is very, very, very special. Next 10 verses are used for practice of meditation and are most beautiful verses. And there is a special tune also which we will be using for these 10 verses so that we remember them. Okay. So, we will do something different. What we will do? We will chant all the 10 verses now. We will see the meaning in the next session. We will chant all the 10 verses. You just listen. Okay, I will just chant. Then next session, whenever we are seeing the meaning, that time we will do lead and follow. Okay, just listen. Brilliant verses for practice of meditation. Jati niti kula gotra duragam nama rupa guna dosha varjitam deshakala vishayati vartiyat brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani yat param sakala vaga gocharam gocharam vimala bodha chakshushaha shuddha chidghanamanadi vastu yat brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani षड्भिरुर्मिभिर योगी योगिहृत भावितं न करणैर्विभावितं बुद्ध्यवेद्यमनवद्यमस्ति यत् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि भ्रान्तिकल्पितजगत्कलाश्रयं स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणं निष्कलं निरुपमानवद्धि यत् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि जन्मवृद्धिपरिणत्यपक्षय व्याधिनाशनविहीनमव्ययं विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि अस्तभेदमनपास्तलक्षणं निस्तरङ्गजलराशिनिश्चलं नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यत् ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि एकमेव सदनेककारणं कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणं कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि निर्विकल्पकमनल्पमक्षरं यत्क्षराक्षरविलक्षणं परं नित्यमव्ययसुखं निरञ्जनं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यद्विभाति सदनेकधा भ्रमात् नामरूपगुणविक्रियात्मना हेमवत्स्वयमविक्रियं सदा ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि यच्चकास्त्यनपरं परात्परं प्रत्यगेकरसमात्मलक्षणं सत्यचित्सुखमनन्तमव्ययं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि. Very, very beautiful verses, meditative verses. Each verse, last pada is same. Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. You'll see the meaning. Feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Which Brahman? That Brahman is explained in the first three padas. जाति नीति कुल गोत्र दूरगम नाम रूप गुण दोष वर्जितम देश काल विषय अतिवर्तीयत तत् ब्रह्म त्वमसि इति आत्मनि भावय. Okay, these 10 verses are worth memorizing and meditating. Okay, so in the next session we'll see the meaning of these verses, so that the moment the verses are chanted, the meaning comes to our mind and we focus on Aham Brahmasmi. That's why we are seeing the meaning. Okay, so the verse is chanted, we should remember, our attention should go away from the whole world to that single thought, I am Brahman. Okay, sufficient for today. We'll continue in the next session. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.